Welcome back to Matchbox. I am your host, Jay Parnes. Today, guys, we're going to be talking about lifestyle and money making. Now, I know if that interests you, you better take a notepad out because sitting next to me, I've got one of the most wealthiest people I know, straight from Andrew Tate's Hustlers University, Amazon FBA self-made millionaire, Professor TJ Cunningham. Come on. How are we doing, mate?
Very good, thank you, Josh.
Very, very good. That's what I like to hear, man. That's what I like to hear. You know, you've been quite hard to get a lockdown of because you're here, then you're in Dubai, then you're in Spain. Like, why are you spending so much time, like, especially in Dubai? Like, what brings you over there?
Okay, so much of the reason to be in Dubai, I'm setting up a second base in Dubai.
Okay.
So everyone's seen what's going on here, especially with the last 2 years.
Yeah.
You need somewhere else to be.
Okay.
Much of my businesses exist online. So as soon as I move, obviously I'm going to Dubai, and everything will be set up there ready for me.
You have property out there?
Yes, I have to.
Fucking hell, man.
That was most of the reason. I've just got back. So I recently came back. I think it was about a week ago now. I was in Dubai.
I've seen.
I went twice. Once in August, once just in September.
Yeah.
Basically to fill out paperwork, confirm that everything's ready because they like to see there in person.
Yeah.
Just basically get the mortgage signed off, get everything set up. We're speaking to the property managers now, and they're going to get them rented out very soon.
Okay, so do you think in the next medium term to long term, can you see yourself living there permanently, leaving the UK completely?
I think it'll be set up as a base. I'll be living in the UK. I've been looking at other locations, particularly in Europe, so Prague, Marbella, that kind of thing.
Yes.
But for the most part, that will be a good base to set up from.
Yes. And do you believe that to be a sufficient buffer to protect yourself from this incoming recession? So, like, you have multiple safe havens?
I think it's generally a good idea to set yourself up in, there's a word for it, and it slips my mind at the minute. Diversification. Diversifying everything that's going on.
Yeah.
So you set up in one place, you got things here, you can, especially with bank accounts. So you can have multiple bank accounts across different countries. It'll be very good for you because, in fact, this happened to me recently while I was in Dubai. They blocked one of my Santander bank accounts. No idea why.
In Dubai, they blocked it?
In Dubai while I was there. So I didn't really have access to cash on that bank account. So, yeah.
Why did they do that?
I don't know why they did that. I have no idea why they've done it. I'm guessing it's something to do with payments or suspicious payments. Yeah. But they've just basically said, no, they're blocking the card. Luckily, I've got about 8 bank accounts, so I haven't got to worry too much.
No, but that's mad. Like, obviously, I've done my research and I understand, like, a lot of people like you have multiple bank accounts. But for most people at home, they're going to think that's crazy, like having 8 bank accounts. Like, how long does that take for the average person to, like, set up and get in place so it's running efficiently? So if you are in a foreign country, it's one of your bank accounts goes down, it's not so much of a problem. You're like, okay. Yeah.
If I was the average person, like, obviously I came from the trenches myself, so I know how it is. So if I was the average person, I would have at least 2 or 3.
At least 2 or 3.
I mean, if you haven't got a lot of money, then fair enough. You don't need more than really 3. Yeah. They're a bit annoying to keep an eye on, and they don't like it when you don't put money in them and you don't keep on top of them. Yeah. So for the average person, I'd have at least 2 or 3. I'd have one, obviously, current account, savings account, and then just like have another bank current account. Have an online, a Revolut account. Have Monzo, Stripe, Crypto.com. Have one of them cards. You know what I mean? Just get yourself set up where you're not so easy to stop. Like
exactly. No, to me, it makes perfect sense, and this is something I've been looking into, and I think this is an etiquette people need to realize. Like, I think a lot of people are lost in this. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna go spend my money, do this, all this bullshit, and they're not realizing. You need to protect yourself. Yeah. And your wealth. Would you agree with that?
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. There's a word for it: redundancy. So make sure things are just everything's in place. Should one fail? Should that fail? Now I've got another one. So 4 of my cards failed. Yeah.
4. I thought it was 1.
4.
What the fuck?
4. They were all linked to the same bank. One of them was making I don't know what was wrong with it, but it decided to freeze itself. Not sure why.
Were you up to any activities? I'm not saying you're doing anything illegal. Obviously, you're smarter than that. But were you doing something which the bank thought that was suspicious?
I believe it was just too many frequent payments
coming into your account,
taken out. So it was basically I was spending a lot of money on the one account, and they were like, "What's going on here?" It's suspicious because obviously, if a criminal's going to take your money, it's going to go boom, 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 and spend money.
Do you not think that's just fucked in our society? They think people who may genuinely be obviously making a lot of money think, oh, if they're withdrawing a lot of money, they're probably a criminal.
Yeah. That's the mentality.
Do you know what I mean?
Of the elites, exactly.
It is like that. That just. You know what? That pisses me off.
Yeah. So they did flag it.
Yeah, they flagged it.
Yeah, they shouldn't have done, but they flagged it, and I was in Dubai without money. So my Uber, trying to get my Uber to work, I had to change the cards over. And here's the biggest kicker. When I went to Dubai, obviously, because the people in the UK, when you go abroad on a normal SIM, let's say it's an O2 SIM, they'll charge you an extortion amount for data roaming. Like, who doesn't use the data roaming now? It's the most popular thing going, you know what I mean? You want to check things.
All connected to the internet. Yeah, facts.
So, obviously, I went onto a Dubai SIM. Now they want to send you an OTP. And now the OTP goes back to your UK number. So now you got to go switching cards and switching the SIM cards out. Yeah, so they do make it difficult. So it caused me a lot of issues with that.
And were you stressing, or were you kind of like feeling, oh, it's annoying, but I'm still chill. I still have.
It would be very stressful had I didn't have those cards at the ready.
Yes.
So I had another 4 at the ready just in case. So I had my local Dubai card. I had my crypto.com card at the time, and the Revolut wasn't working, and there was another current account, but that wasn't working as well. So I had 2 with me and a couple of other bank accounts that are just online. So luckily, I was saved.
No, it's crazy because I think the average person would not think to go to those lengths to protect themselves. Yeah. And like, what do you think that is? Like, do you think that's like the way the society's set up? Do you think it's what we learn in education? Is it like, because you obviously have a wealth of knowledge, which a lot of people normally won't have. Now, where do you think that comes from?
I think much of it comes from just the experience and the accumulation of scar tissue, as I like to call it. Yes. These bad things have happened before.
So
I need to forward think and not let that happen again. Do you know what I mean? So set up multiple accounts, get yourself redundant, set the redundancy up so that if one thing fails, you're ready for a new one. Do you know what I mean? So that was the most important thing, being out there, because when you're out in Dubai without money, man, you're in trouble.
Okay, well that leads me straight into my next question. What attracts wealthy people to Dubai so much? Is it the tax, the lifestyle, the yachts, the girls? To be fair, it's a Muslim country, so I don't miss probably not so much girls. But
there is some, yeah.
Some about.
Yeah. Oh man, I'll tell you the story when I got there. But yeah, I'd say the most thing that attracts people to Dubai, is a tax haven. The culture is fantastic. It's one of the safest places in the world. You know what I mean? You can walk around the streets 1 a.m. in the morning. You could be a woman, no problems. You can just walk through, no issues whatsoever. The crime rate's effectively 0. So obviously it's a very safe place. You could leave your phone out, you could leave cash on the table. You haven't got to worry about theft or street robbery or anything like that. So I think the friendly culture is a very involving factor.
Do you think the friendly culture is because it's a Muslim culture, or do you think that the laws are very strict and they're very like, if you do this, you will have your hands cut off for robbing? Do you know what I mean?
They don't quite have that kind of law there, but they are very strict with crime like that level. Do you know what I mean? So they like to protect their citizens and give them peace of mind, but I think it's a combination of both.
Yes.
They have a good culture due to their strict religious beliefs. Do you know what I mean? I absolutely respect them for that.
I respect it as well.
Yeah,
I respect it because if you take the UK in comparison to Dubai, mate, you can walk down there and get stabbed for your Rolex, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've seen some video of some guy in London getting his hair cut, and 2 guys with machetes pull up, give me your Rolex.
Yeah.
Bruv, it's like what the hell is that? Because you, especially someone like you've grafted so hard, you've worked smart, you've built your wealth.
Yeah.
And then just for someone to come along, some nobody to come along, yo, give me that, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It would just piss you off because you're not in a position to do anything. You just have to give it to them.
Yeah, of course. I mean? That's a great point to bring up, because a lot of people nowadays, they have a big ego.
Yes.
And jails and the morgues are full of big egos.
Full of ego. I say that as well. Yeah. It is so true. So true.
One person who was victim to that, 2 actually, Pop Smoke. A lot of people believed that he was he tried to give over. He did, and he tried to run off.
He was flexing too much.
He flexed too much. He gave away his address, and then someone showed up to the house.
And bang, bang, bang.
They said to him, "Give me your money, give me everything you got." And he got an ego, and he was like, "No, I'm gonna try and run off." My friend, they've got a gun. Just accept the L. You're a rich rapper, man. You're gonna make the money back.
Facts. I think like the ego gives you this delusional idea of reality that, you know, oh, I'll get out of this because, you know, I'm a G, I'm a big guy, I'm this, whatever. Boom, as soon as I've gone, bang, 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 you're on the ground bleeding out, man. P&B Rock, King Von, XX Tentacion. List goes on. The list goes on. Now, I think that's an incredible point. I think you, the viewer at home, should take that in. Do not let yourself be put into such a vulnerable position because you feel like you're the big man. Fuck that shit, man. Fuck that shit. Get yourself out of there. And like you said correctly, you can build that wealth back again because you already know exactly what you're doing.
Let's just suggest they didn't even kill you. Let's say you just got stabbed a bit. You got another 2 weeks in the hospital now. Just let it go, man. Your health is worth far more than, you know what I mean, a few £100 or 1,000 quid, whatever.
Health is wealth, man. Like you have one life. Put it together, man, and you can build that money again. But speaking of that, I'd like some more intricate kind of details on how you built your wealth. Like, what was your struggles? Like, you know, obviously, I know you personally, and, you know, we were doing carpentry for a while. You've been doing that for 10 years. But what were the trials and tribulations you went through to build your wealth?
Okay, so I think everybody starts out from a similar position. You're going to need a job of some level. You need money coming in to live. You know what I mean? Love's expensive, especially now with the energy crisis.
Yes, that's what we'll get to in a minute. I've got some. Okay.
So basically, the best thing I think people can do, especially if you don't have money, is build a skill that you can trade in the marketplace to bring in some money on the side of your job. To that point where you get good enough with that skill that it's replaced your job's income. So now you have a high income skill. From that, you can work on your own business without an employer looking over your shoulder. Most entrepreneurs make this mistake, and it's a very, very big mistake to make. They'll try and work a job while creating a business. If that business is cash intensive, you're going to get wrecked very soon. And the biggest issue is your employer will notice you not working as hard because you're more focused on your business. You know what I mean? And they'll notice that, and then boom, they get sacked. And they're all out on the streets now wondering, okay, I've got a business that's losing money, because a lot of businesses do lose money at the start. Mine was no different. You know what I mean? Mine took at least 9 months to get profitable. And, you know what I mean? You had to go through that. But so the biggest thing I suggest for people is learn a high income skill. So many examples of high income skill could be, you could learn sales. It's probably the biggest one I'm an advocate for because it's such a great skill to have. Copywriting, they teach that in HU. Freelancing, you can do email marketing, that kind of thing. Video editing, there's all kind of skills you can learn to then trade in the marketplace to make, let's say, the level of income I like to suggest is around 8,000 a month. If you get to 8,000 a month, you can get close to 100k a year.
Easily.
From that 100k a year, you can start a business.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? From there, you know what I mean? You've got the money then. You can survive on 30k a year.
Easily.
That's the rest of that now is for starting your business.
Yes.
And especially if your business is very cash intensive, you know what I mean? You're probably going to need it. So therefore, once you have that scalable business, your high income skill, you're still doing it. Myself, basically, I had a job. I was working in the middle of town. And basically, it took me around a year to learn that skill. Around another year to just get more familiar with it. That's and just get...
Carpentry, wasn't it?
Yeah, carpentry. Get more familiar, get on the tools. Build my kit up so I'm ready to go on my own when I need to. So for me, it was just over 2 years. I decided to go out on my own. And that was when I had the first £1,500 week. And then £2,000 week, and then just built on it from there. Some were 1,000, 600, whatever. Some were obviously in business. It fluctuates. You're never solid consistent. It's generally da 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 da. Do you know what I mean? So from the high income skill, I didn't actually start a business till I was around 25 years old. So it was about.
You were 25.
Yeah.
I thought you were younger when you done.
No, I started when I was 25, and it didn't do a whole lot for that first year.
Yeah.
So I invested in the business. As I was looking, I was thinking, okay. The biggest motivator for me was I had a boss who I really didn't like. I really didn't like him.
We've all been there.
Don't want to give him a shout, but yeah.
We have all been there.
If I seen him now, I'd thank him very much because he motivated me to start that business.
Yes.
So I had a boss I really didn't get on with. I thought he was going to sack me at some... Well, he wasn't a boss as such. He was a contracts manager, which is kind of similar to a boss. They keep an eye on you.
Yeah, of course.
So he was getting worse and worse, and I was like, okay, it's gonna get to the point where I'm gonna get sacked.
Like worse in what way? Was he like micromanaging you? Was he like, Tom, you're doing this wrong?
Exactly.
Just getting on
top of me, like he didn't like me. Yeah,
okay,
he didn't like me.
I
kind of gave him a reason to sometimes, but you know what I mean. It was just my character because obviously I wanted to earn as much as I could. Do you know what I mean? So,
hustler. Yeah.
It is an interesting story. I actually lost a lot on a business I tried to acquire, but I didn't do things right.
What business was that?
It was an online dropshipping business.
Okay.
And basically, I tried to buy the business. I didn't check the details on the escrow account. I thought it was waiting for me to give my okay. Yep, that's okay. I'll take the business. That can take the money. So it basically was a 24-hour. Once the money's in, you have 24 hours to sort it. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
$6,000 gone.
$6,000
gone.
Oh
Yep.
my god. Okay. Let's rewind the clock. Okay, back in time to your place. Then, how long would that have taken to generate $6,000?
From the carpentry? Or?
Yeah, from just doing carpentry.
From carpentry, at least, if you're taking away tax and everything, it'd probably be a month, maybe 6 weeks.
A month. But that's still a month of graft down the drain.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? And I'm sure you felt that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It annoyed me, but then I thought to myself, you idiot. You made that mistake. Yes. You did everything. Yes. Okay, it's all your fault.
Yes.
Don't do it again.
So self-accountability is a big thing for you, isn't it? Yeah.
Absolutely.
And do you think more people need that self-accountability?
Oh, massively. Yeah. It's lost in this world.
It is. I believe you. I genuinely believe you. I think there is entitlement and quick to blame other people for their own problems is very present.
The biggest issue with blaming everything else on someone else or something else, it doesn't get you anywhere.
No.
How are you going to advance your position if you don't learn from what's going wrong?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So the first thought was, okay, Tom, you're absolutely stupid. Why did you do that? You know what I mean? But then I thought to myself, okay, I can either crawl about it, try and get my money back. I rang up the bank saying, trying to get it back. Okay, no good. All right, whatever. Best of luck. That was my attitude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Okay, if you get it back, perfect. You probably won't. It's gone. You know what I mean? The other person's got it. They're in America now, and they're laughing at me.
They're laughing with your money.
You know what I mean? But I thought, okay, you know what I mean? You can't get hung up on it. You're just going to have to keep going.
Accept the L, move on,
Yeah, it's a lesson learned. Expensive lesson, but regardless, it is a lesson.
It's a lesson, yeah.
So I thought, okay, it was literally about a month later. It was November 2018, I believe. And a month later, I spoke with this guy online, and basically he said to me, do you want to start an Amazon business? I was like, what is it? I don't understand it. He's like, it's e-commerce and Amazon do this and this and this. I was like, oh, okay then. Sure, let's have a meeting. So we had the meeting and he explained everything to me. So I was just feeling him out a little bit. He's like, basically, I want you to invest in it and I'll do everything. You just invest in it.
How much did he want you to invest in it?
I think 5k, something like that. It wasn't it wasn't massive, but it was between 2 and 5k, I think.
5k, yeah.
But he said, yeah, I just want you to invest and then basically we'll go through everything and I'll show you what to do. I was like, okay, that's perfect. So we got to the point I was just pressing him on things. I was trying to feed him out, see what kind of attitude he had. And I thought, you know what? If he wants more money, I'm going to put him to the test. Let's see how committed you really are.
Okay.
This is a big thing you should do, especially with business partners. Put them to the test. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to call him at a normal time and make him meet me at a really inconvenient time. I want to see if he comes up with an excuse. If he comes up with an excuse, he's not interested. He just wants the money he wants easy money. He wants the chill money. Doesn't look like that. There's business people out there who are absolutely ruthless and they're on it 100%. They'll beat you all day. You know what I mean? You cannot compete with that kind of person, and that is the person you have to compete with. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna ring him. I said, okay, meet me in town. It was like Sunday at 9 in the evening on a Sunday.
That's not that bad.
It's not even that bad.
That's not even that bad. I thought you were going to call him like 2 in the morning or something. Do you know what I mean? But 9 a.m. on a Sunday, that's not that bad, man.
Not 9 p.m. on a Sunday.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, just meet me in town. He's like, oh, I can't because my wife's ill. What do you mean, your wife's ill? Oh, my wife's ill, I can't come. I was like, we're only going for a meeting for 2 hours. It's not going to be that bad. Oh, no, I can't do it, man. You just got to understand. It's like, it's a family issue. I'm like, okay, no problem. Didn't talk to him again.
Ever again?
Well, no, tell a lie, I did. He messaged me. Guess what he was asking for?
Money.
Exactly. Oh, things have gone bad. My wife's left me, all this, like. I feel bad for him. I wish him the best. If you need any help, man, I'm here to. You know what I mean? I'll happily help you. You can't help. You can only help someone help themselves.
So far.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's like helping someone's like pushing them up a ladder. It's just impossible. You've got to climb the fucking thing yourself.
I think it's more that there's that saying, it's like, you know, you can fish for someone and give them fish, or you can teach them how to fish.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
You know what I mean? They become reliant on you.
They're relying on you.
It's an attitude, it's a mentality. You know what I mean?
And then they become like a fucking like boulder on your leg, and you're trying to climb up, and you got this weight on your leg, and you just need to cut it off.
Yeah. Well, that was exactly what I did because I thought, if you're going to hinder my success, you know what I mean? I'm a nice person. I'll try and help you out the best I can. But if you're going to hinder my success, man, I've got to let you go. Yeah. You've got to learn that lesson. Do you know what I mean? So
the hard way. Yes.
Exactly. I noticed actually because I was doing all the product research. I was looking into everything. It was all basically I came up with a product brand. He hardly did anything. So I was like, you know what, man? I wish you the best, but I'm going on my own.
So what was he offering in your negotiations and
his skill was copywriting. So he was just going to do the Amazon listing and keep an eye on it because he understood Amazon. I had no idea what Amazon was.
Okay.
So yeah, I could pay someone literally $50 to do your job.
He's okay, because obviously I've been studying copywriting as my kind of like skill that you're talking about, and this excuse of I can't meet, bruv, that's fucking bullshit, man.
Yeah.
Like I've been speaking to prospects and stuff like that, and they've been saying like, oh, you know, to get their attention, we know we need to send them free value, trying to get their attention. And like, I've had someone message me saying, oh, I was about to go out the door, but I went back on my laptop and I provided all the free value to get it to them.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Because I want to work with you. Do you know what I mean?
Especially for the guys who are going for a job interview or looking for a job soon. Employers are looking for that more than anything. It's attitude. Everybody hires on attitude. I if you show them, I want this job more than anyone, I'm going to work the hardest. You know what I mean? You got to show them that enthusiasm, that, I'm committed to this job. It's not just like, why do you want this job? Oh, well, I just want money for a social life. Come on, man. I want money for, you know what I mean? Just like, you got to show them, I'm about this job.